Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention forward as the ceremony begins.
As the adjutant joins the staff, the commander of troops will direct to bring their units to attention in order arms and prepare for the welcome of the official company. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party. Coming before you is the incoming commander, Major General Dwayne Wilson, outgoing commander, Major General Thomas Carden Jr., the presiding official, the Honorable Brian Kemp, Governor of the State of Georgia, and special guests, Lieutenant General Jon Jensen, Director, Army National Guard, and Major General Jarrard, Director of Operations for the National Guard Corps and former Adjutant General in Georgia. We will now have the invocation by Chaplain David Gross.
We pray with you. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day of ceremony and celebration. We commend to your care Major General Carden and his family as they leave to take up new challenges. May your spirit of peace and care go with you. As Major General Wilson is mounted as in command this day, we ask that you fill him with your spirit of wisdom, that he may lead with justice and honor, and grant all of us your grace. We may set aside our self-interest to seek the welfare of our fellow soldiers and airmen for the sake of them who came among us to serve. It's in his holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and welcome to the change of command ceremony for the Georgia Department of Defense. I am Colonel Scott Shackles, your master of ceremonies. We would like to take a brief moment to welcome our distinguished guests and military members who are in attendance today. First, I'll start with the family members of our honorees. The First Lady of Georgia, Mrs. Marty Kemp, and their daughter Lucy. Mrs. Charlene Carter, outgoing First Lady of the Georgia National Guard. Mrs. Samantha Wilson, the incoming First Lady of the Georgia National Guard, and their children, CW3 Nate Wilson and his wife Jenny, Mrs. Hannah Bronco and her husband Captain Brett Bronco, First Lieutenant Noah Wilson and his wife Sydney and Sarah Wilson, and to acknowledge our distinguished military leaders and civilian guests attending today, the Ambassador to the country of Georgia, David Zal Al-Halimi, Rear Admiral Ligori, Deputy Chief of Defense of Argentina, Congressman Rick McCormick, United States House of Representatives, and Major General retired Terry Nisbet, former Adjutant General of Georgia. And to all other general officers, retirees, members of the Georgia National Assembly, the state of Georgia constitutional officers, local and state elected officials, command sergeants majors, command chiefs, honored guests, and distinguished military and civilian community leaders. Welcome. Whether you serve in uniform or support us from the civilian sector, your presence here is equally valued and appreciated. On behalf of our presiding official, the Honorable Brian Kemp, Governor of Georgia, and the outgoing Post Commander, Major General Thomas Carden Jr., we are pleased all of you could join us this morning. In addition to the official party, standing before you today are the men and women of the Georgia National Guard. They are being led by the Commander of Troops, Brigadier General Ted Scott. The units assembled are the 116th Army Band, led by Bandmaster CW2 David Crawford. The Georgia Army National Guard, commanded by Brigadier General Jason Fryman and Command Sergeant Major Jon A. The Georgia Air National Guard, led by Brigadier General Amy Colbeck and Command Chief Master Sergeant Linda Washington. And the Georgia State Defense Force, commanded by Brigadier General Dennis Watts and Command Sergeant Major Robert May. At this time, Airman First Class DeAndre Washington is presenting Mrs. Marty Kemp with a bouquet of white rosebuds. White is the color of a new beginning and symbolizes reverence for her as the First Lady of Georgia, and she will soon forge a new relationship with the incoming Adjutant General's family. Staff Sergeant Jacob Mitchell is now presenting Mrs. Charlene Carden with a bouquet of red roses. Red is the color of the heart and reflects the love and concern that Mrs. Carden has shown for our soldiers and airmen and their families. Her bouquet of roses, with the buds open, signifies the completion of her tour with the Georgia Department of Defense. At this time, Master Sergeant Lakeisha Mitchell is presenting Mrs. Samantha Wilson with a bouquet of yellow rosebuds. Yellow is the color of friendship and symbolizes her arrival as the First Lady of Georgia Department of Defense. In time, the rosebuds will blossom, and Mrs. Wilson's relationship with the soldiers and airmen of the Georgia National Guard and the surrounding community. Sergeant Jarrard and Staff Sergeant Jacob Mitchell and Airman First Class DeAndre Washington will also present Major General Wilson's daughters Hannah Blanco, Sarah Wilson, and daughters-in-law Sydney and Jenna Wilson bouquets of flowers to express his appreciation for their unwavering love and support throughout his military career. Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the Commander of Troops, who will now prepare the formation for the official rendering of honors. Please stand for the rendering of honors. The Honorable Governor Kemp has deferred honors to today's honoree and incoming Adjutant General, Major General Richard Wilson. He will receive a 13-round cannon salute. You may be seated. The reviewing party will now make their way to the Commander of Troops and prepare for the inspection. The inspection of troops is led by the Commander of Troops for the incoming Adjutant General, the outgoing Adjutant General, and the senior official, the Honorable Brian Kemp. The tradition of the inspection of troops originated with Alexander the Great, and gathering his troops in formation before battle to inspect the readiness and morale of the soldiers. The tradition continues even today. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to the nation, playing the Star Spangled Banner. Senior enlisted leader, Command Sergeant Major Matthew Marks, will now retrieve the guidon for the official passing of the colors. By authority of the State of Georgia, Executive Order by the Governor, it is hereby ordered that effective May 4, 2024, Major General Richard B. Wilson of Cherokee County, Georgia, is hereby appointed to serve as Adjutant General of Georgia, to serve a term of office concurrent with the Governor this 4th day of May, 2024. The act of passing the colors is symbolic of the passing of the command authority. It is one of the oldest traditions in the profession of arms. The history of the non-commissioned officer corps as the guardian of the unit colors is acknowledged by the Command Sergeant Major Marks' presentation of the colors to Major General Jarrard, the outgoing commander. Major General Carden will then present the colors to Governor Kemp. This symbolizes the relinquishment of his command. Governor Kemp will then present the colors to Major General Wilson, the incoming commander, thereby passing the responsibility and authority of command to him. Major General Wilson will then pass the colors back to the guardianship of the State Command Sergeant Major. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of the State of Georgia, the Honorable Brian Kemp.
Thank you. Good morning and thank you, Colonel Jackers. This is certainly a rare and important event for our state. It is beyond an honor on behalf of our great First Lady, Brian Kemp, and one of our daughters, Lucy, and myself will be with you today to celebrate two men who have served their fellow Georgians with distinction, served our country with an unfailing commitment, and made our state a better and safer place to call home. There are so many great state and national partners that have come to honor these individuals today. I certainly want to thank General Jon A, the Director of the Army National Guard, for being with us today. I'd like to welcome back Major General Jarrard. Just so proud of Joe's service and commitment to our country, but also to our state. I also want to thank our great National Guardsman, General Jon A, our Commissioner of Insurance, one of our constitutional officers who's here with us today. I know we have many individuals from the executive branch of the state of Georgia, Commissioner Ross from the Department of Veteran Services, Russell Carlson from the Department of Community Health, Director Stallings from the Georgia Emergency Management Agency. Ambassador, it is an honor having you with us today and your colleagues. We appreciate you all taking the time to be with us from the country of Georgia. It says a lot about our partnership. Also, just want to thank the members of the General Assembly. I know I was told Senator Chuck Payne, Representative Josh Bonner, Senator Kate Kirkpatrick, and Representative Devin Seabaugh here. We just appreciate the members of the General Assembly so much for their support of our men and women in the National Guard. Thank you all for joining us today. You know, reflecting back on the first few weeks of my time as governor, we participated in the last change of command ceremony where I had the honor of welcoming General Thomas Carden in his current post. And since that time, our state has gone through unprecedented challenges. As you remember, we experienced a once-in-a-century global pandemic. During that time, Georgia was a national leader in conducting infection control through the alternate care facilities and vaccination and testing sites established and supported by the Guard. We endured a summer of unrest and violent protests, which the Guard provided valuable assistance to local law enforcement across the state to secure law and order and maintain peace. We dealt with the damage of major storms, tornadoes, and hurricanes, leaning on the Guard to help us with recovery. Their hard work not only helped Georgians in need, but also helped the people of Louisiana and Florida in 2021 and 2022 respectively, when their states took the brunt of major hurricanes. And to ensure we remain in peak readiness for those types of weather events, Guardsmen have regularly trained with the Georgia Emergency Management Agency to optimize our state response. As Georgia, like so many others, has battled the drug crisis in our nation, the Guard's work through the Counter-Drug Task Force has helped in the seizure and eradication of nearly $200 million worth of illegal drugs. But their activities and service extend far beyond the borders of our state and nation. From the southern border with Mexico to the far-off fields of conflict in Europe, Asia, and elsewhere. In fact, since I took office, roughly 10,000 Georgia citizen soldiers and airmen have deployed overseas, supporting operations in all combat zones. That includes those currently mobilized within the borders of a valued friend and ally, the country of Georgia. Marty and I had the honor of visiting that nation last year to reinforce our commitment to our partnership with their military, especially as they counter Russia's aggressions. And if all of this weren't impressive enough, as our nation experienced a major recruiting crisis, the Georgia National Guard is among the top states for recruitment and retention. All of this and more has been accomplished under General Carden's watch, and we are truly thankful for his incredible leadership over the better part of the last 6 years. General Carden is a humble man. He does not care for the spotlight or accolades. In fact, he actively avoids them, even though he is more than worthy of our admiration and recognition. His decades of service are filled with decisions and moments of notable character that define the best of us. As he leaves to become Deputy Commander of the U.S. Northern Command, we wish him and his entire family well. Though he will be missed, we are thankful that he will continue to represent Georgia well through this incredible new opportunity. And though we know this will be a challenging job, all Americans, including everyone here today, are thankful a man of his character and caliber will be filling this role. General, Marty, the girls and I want you to know that we have been honored to know you all and Miss Charlene and the rest of your family. We've been honored to serve with you, and most of all, we're honored to call you friends. I hope you would all join me in thanking General Tom Carden for his countless contributions to the people of this great state. Thank you, General. Now, in the early part of my second term, I have the pleasure of welcoming to his new position the second Major General I've appointed as head of the Georgia National Guard during my tenure. Major General Richard Dwayne Wilson has been an effective and valued leader within the Georgia National Guard. Like those who have come before him, he has served our nation with valor, enduring commitment, and courage. He first enlisted in the Army Reserves in 1987, and over the following 37 years, he has served in numerous leadership roles. His time in the field of battle includes Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm in 1990 and 1991, as well as in Albania in 1999, and Operation Joint Guardian in Kosovo in 2001. His most recent deployment was in support of Operation New Dawn in Iraq in 2010-2011. Again, like those who have come before him, he has earned, through merit hard work, and uncommon achievement. The Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star Medal, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal, and the Army and Air Force Commendation Medals, among other distinctions. Serving appears to be in his very blood. We can see that through his family. His two sons and son-in-law also serve in the Army. No doubt they were inspired by this man of strong character, of discipline, and perseverance. These are qualities that serve every leader well and will serve the Georgia Guard well as General Wilson steps into that role. On behalf of all Georgians, General Wilson, Marty, the girls, and I want you to know that we appreciate your willingness to serve, the sacrifices that you and your wife Samantha have made, and the contributions you have already given to this proud institution. We look forward to that continued impact in the years to come, and we ask that God continue to keep safe all of those that you will lead. Thank you so much, and congratulations, and God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed pleasure to deviate from our standard ceremonial sequence of events for a special promotion ceremony in honor of the outgoing Adjutant General. At this time, please welcome special guest Lieutenant General Jon Jensen, Director of the Army National Guard, to the podium as the presiding official for this occasion. The oath of office will be administered by Major General Jarrard, Director of Operations, National Guard.
Good afternoon, Governor Kemp, Mrs. Kemp, thank you so much for being here today. And to all of our elected officials that have joined us today, your presence really honors the support and sacrifice and service of our soldiers and our airmen. So thank you very much for being here. To our Adjutant General, Major General Wilson, and Major General Jon A, see it over there, and all the senior leaders currently serving across our National Guard. Thank you for being here as well to honor these two great leaders and these two great families, and to our retired members that are here. We understand and we know that whatever success that we've had is built on your backs, and we stand on your shoulders. And to the Carden and Wilson families, thank you so much for your love and support of these two great leaders here. They wouldn't be on this podium today without you all, so thank you so much for all of that. Today, I am here on behalf of General Hopkinson, the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, as we get ready to do something that we have not done since August of 2020, and that is promote an Army Guard General Officer to Lieutenant General. I'm really excited about this, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit here. But very quickly, General Hopkinson is currently traveling in the Pacific Theater and was unable to join us, but to the both families, General Hopkinson and Mrs. Hopkinson, sends their best wishes and their congratulations to you today as well. So Tom and I, our careers kind of run in parallel and have crisscrossed many times in our career. We both commissioned in August of 1989, obviously two different places, but we joined the roles as a second lieutenant in 1989 together. We're actually the same infantry officer advance course in the summer of 1995 at Fort Benning at Fort Moore, Georgia. We commanded battalions about the same time, we commanded brigades about the same time, and we got to serve together as Adjutant Generals. And then in the summer of 2020, I left Minnesota and became the Director of the Army Guard, and I can tell you what, that Tom Carden remained a good friend and a mentor to me during that time. I thought maybe we were doing something a little shady, or maybe I was making a mistake. I'd always call Tom, just run things by Tom, make sure we were doing the right thing. But the reason why I'm super excited, and the reason why I'm here today to make sure that this promotion takes place, as I mentioned, I'm the only Lieutenant General in the Army Guard. There are 4 Air Guard Lieutenant Generals. So I've been running this battle of 1 against 4 for 3.5 years, and now I've got a battle buddy and a pledge brother. Come on, right where we are. Charlie, thank you so much for stepping up, and Tom, you as well, and taking this new challenge on. So with that, Charlie, let's bring you up so we can promote Tom to Lieutenant General. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here and supporting the team.
At this time, we will have Major General Thomas Carden Jr. and Mrs. Charlene Carden come forward for the official reading of the promotion order and depending ceremony.
Publish the order.
Special Order GO-064-01 stated 4 March 2024 by order of the Secretary of the Army and direction of the President, the following Army National Guard of the United States officer is extended federal recognition and appointed as a reserve of the Army in the grade of Lieutenant General, effective 4 May 2024, by order of the Secretaries of the Army and Air Force, signed Daniel R. Hoganson, USA Chief, National Guard.
Lieutenant General Carden told me I could say a few words, and so I can't call him by his first name anymore, which gives me great pride. Just a couple of things. First of all, there's a rumor going around, and Governor Kemp, I want you to know that they did not select Tom to go to Northcom to fix all the things that John King broke. It has nothing to do with it. And in fact, there's 54 National Guards out there in the nation, and only one person out of those 54, and amongst all of the reserve components, more than the Guard, but the Army Reserve, the Air Reserve, the Naval Reserve, one officer is selected to go to Northcom to be the deputy, and that individual is Lieutenant General Tom Carden. His boss and him, he's number 2 in responsibility with respect to defending our homeland in the continental United States. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to sleep a lot better knowing that Tom Carden's out there helping out this cause. And so it's my honor today to be able to, one of the things we do at promotions, it's not a requirement, but we normally reaffirm the oath of office. And so he asked me to do that today. There's nobody happier about this promotion than me. So
this happen. I can't thank you all enough, not only for what you've done for the ceremony, but what you do for this organization. 14,000 men and women day in and day out, and we're just blessed to have you on the team. For the soldiers and airmen standing in formation, you all look amazing, so please stand at rest. Unseat those colors. You know, I've stood in my share of these formations. This is not going to take too long. Just make sure you tighten it back up when General Wilson completes his comment. You know, I really need to make this kind of quick. Governor, when we moved the flag sticks around, it occurred to me that I'm parked in the new tags parking space. My 23-year-old tundra is dropping a little ball right now. First off, seriously, first I just got to thank God for his mercy and his grace. I want to thank Governor Kemp and our amazing First Lady, Ms. Brian Kemp, for the opportunity to serve as Georgia's 43rd Adjutant General. I want to thank my wife and my family for their love and support. And I want to thank this amazing community for all that you do for our service members, veterans, and their families. And I'm humbled every single day by the professionalism, commitment, and sacrifice of our soldiers, our airmen, and civilian employees. Together, we have accomplished meaningful and measurable results over the last 5.5 years. While I certainly appreciate the kind words offered by Governor Kemp, Lieutenant General Jensen, and Major General Jarrard, the reality is I've received way more credit than I could ever deserve. And those of you who really served close to me, you know that to be a fact. You know, the successes we've achieved, emphasis on we and team, it's a team effort. And it starts at the top. It starts at the top of the 83rd Governor of the State of Georgia, Governor Brian Kemp. His leadership and that of our First Lady, you know, their 3 daughters and their staff, just amazing people. You had to wake up early and stay up late and fail as the Adjutant General of Georgia under the conditions that they've set. Lauren Curry, Boss of Chief of Staff, always on point, along with Director Chris Dollars from our Georgia Emergency Management Homeland Security Agency. You know, we built relationships under extreme pressure. In addition, we benefited from the tireless support of our Georgia General Assembly, many of whom are represented here today from both sides of the political spectrum. And I remind people we're the apolitical guardians of freedom, and that's what makes service so special, and that's what makes us different in a lot of places in the United States. Around the world, excuse me. You know, our congressional delegation, our communities across this state just reach out to us, and they agree on one thing for sure, and is that they're going to guarantee their right to breathe, and they know that we're a big part of that, and I'm just so proud to just be a small part of that. As a result of this leadership, we're making generational investments in our Army National Guard facilities across the state of Georgia. Under Governor Kemp's leadership, he's allocated, along with our General Assembly, more than $100 million to keep our facilities operational. This sends the right message to the soldiers and airmen in our formation, and anybody that's thinking about joining our organization. You know, our 5 brigades in the Georgia Army National Guard are among the very best. Major General Wilson and his team today, 108% strength. And I can't tell you what it is. I've been doing this for a minute. You can't train and deploy vacancies. So it's important that you man your doggone formations, and we've got to keep at it. Major General Crumley and his team in the Georgia Air National Guard have both of our wings in conversions. 116th Air Control Wing is the home of the Air Force's Advanced Battle Management System. 165th Airlift Wing, they're in the process of completing the fielding of 8 brand new C-130Js built right here across the runway in Cobb County, built by Georgians and flown by Georgians. Our combat ready. I'm pretty fired up about that. I mean, that's a great testament to this community and all of our elected leaders to get in there and advocate for that capability. Our Combat Readiness Training Center down in Savannah is the training center of choice for some of our most capable fighter wings across the Joint Force. Today, as we
federal officials here in the homeland. Brigadier General Watts and our amazing volunteers in the Georgia State Defense Force do so much to facilitate our training as well as augment our ability to respond and recover in times of disaster. Our federal and civilian employees, I know I'm biased, but I just think they're the very best, and we are truly a blessed organization. Many of you have heard me say this before, but we are what our results say we are. Notice again the emphasis on we. This is the us and we business. It's not the I and me business. We have put together a team that's absolutely unstoppable. A leader is responsible for everything his or her unit does or fails to do. Now I can rattle off a more detailed list of hard-earned accomplishments today, but I'll spare you primarily because the folks that earned them have already been standing up for too long. For the successes and credit, that belongs to them and the people they represent. For all the failures and all the missteps, those belong to me. I've been blessed beyond words to travel this journey with all of you. To Command Sergeant Major Roy Marcher, who's now retired, and Command Sergeant Major Matt Marks, my current battle buddy, thanks for all the coaches and general course corrections over time. You and our entire NCO Corps, second to none. As this chapter closes and another one's about to open, I can't thank General Hutchinson, the Chief of National Guard Bureau, and General Gregory Keogh, the Commander of U.S. NORAD Northcom, enough for giving me an opportunity to continue serving at NORAD Northcom. And I don't know if General Keogh will watch this or hear about this or not, but I watched his speech from February 5th when he took command. I look forward to joining him in what he calls the relentless defense of our homeland. I'm just so humbled and honored to have the capability to continue to serve. As long as it gives me one more horse to ride, I'm going to get on it and I'm going to ride hard. It's really about the team. It's about rolling hard. It's about chopping your feet all the time and never giving up. I started this journey as a private infantry. 19 days short of 38 years as we stand here today. Sergeant First Class Jimmy Jordan, who's now passed away, changed my life when he literally forced me to go to officers candidate school against my will and in spite of my general dislike for the officer corps. Major retired Jeff Hobaugh, he and his wife Pascal are here today. He followed up on that work when he literally directed me to apply for an active guard reserve position in 2nd Battalion 121st Infantry. I thought you had to know somebody to get a job like that, and I pushed back. But he gave me some clear and unambiguous guidance, and I got the job, and I can't thank him enough for that. Then in 2014, then Brigadier General Jarrard, who you heard from a little earlier, he delayed and then denied my request for retirement for 4 words: get back to work. He later made me as Assistant Adjutant General and born here, and all of this is bigger than any individual. All you have to do is ask leaders like Major General Range Neal, Major General Matt Smith, Major General Dwayne Wilson, Major General Deuce Crumble, Major General Retired Tom Kowalski, Major General Retired Maria Britt, Major General Retired Terry Nesbitt, Command Sergeant Major Matt Marks, Command Sergeant Major Roy Marcher, Command Sergeant Major Philip Springfield, Command Sergeant Major James Nelson, Mr. Joe Ferrero, and so many others who shaped this organization. It's not easy to build readiness and lethality and capability that our nation requires in the modern era. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. These leaders, a host of others, have carried me, but more importantly, they've carried this organization through some very challenging times, from pandemics and riots, the Southwest Border, the combat deployments of war. Our organization runs at the speed of trust. I think this organization, especially in many ways, that our shared purpose and shared values has driven us to countless shared victories. It comes down to caring about one another, caring about your state, caring about your nation. Evil never takes a day off, and America doesn't defend itself. Serving our state and nation is more than a job, it's a profession. I've been blessed and humbled beyond words to serve with all of you in this great organization. I look forward to seeing Major General Wilson and his team take this organization to the next level of readiness. And I can assure you the best days of this organization lie well ahead of us. And I'm so proud of you, Dwayne, and Samantha, and all the team Wilson. And not only what you've done, but what you're getting ready to do. May God bless you all. May God bless the state of Georgia and the United States of America. Thank you for being here.
Major General Richard Dwayne Wilson.
Well, good morning. Certainly a great day. I'm excited to be here. Governor and Mrs. Kemp, Lieutenant General Jensen, Lieutenant General and Mrs. Carden. Those are pretty good, actually. Lieutenant General retired Mrs. Jarrard, Major General Jarrard, I think former tag Major General Nesbitt and Mrs. Nesbitt are here as well. Glad to have you all with us today. Ambassador Taklian, Brigadier General Ikazi, Rear Admiral Jarrard, you all have traveled a tremendous distance to be here. We certainly appreciate that. We don't take it for granted. Previously recognized senior leaders, and there's lots of folks that have invested in this organization and laid the foundation for the successes we get to enjoy today. And too many of you to really mention or repeat for the rest of the day. Thank you all for all that you've done for both the Georgia Army and the Army National Guard. Our elected and appointed officials, leaders of this outstanding community, friends, family, and especially the soldiers and everyone in this great organization, thanks for taking the time today to spend with us. I understand that a lot of you can be anywhere you want to be on a Saturday, but you chose to be here and spend with us, and we're certainly grateful for that. So for those of you that might have been here yesterday, some of the comments are going to sound eerily familiar, and so for those of you that were here, I apologize, especially when I get to the family and some of the other stuff. But thanks for being here 2 days in a row. With the 116th Army Band, best band in the United States Army, always sound great. Certainly grateful for you all being here today, but also for just all of the stuff that you do for the organization, really the face of the National Guard, and getting after each and every week for us somewhere across the state. We appreciate it. Chaplain Burris, thanks for that awesome invitation. As always, we're blessed to have you and the rest of our chaplain team in our organization. I too want to take just a minute to thank God for this day, for this opportunity, as well as for the blessings that only He can provide to us and our families. Lieutenant General Carden and Charlene, thanks for welcoming Samantha and I this new role. I appreciate the seamless transition over the last few weeks. We've had the benefit of a few weeks here to do this, and so I certainly appreciate it. I've sincerely enjoyed working with you throughout my career. Your mentorship, your friendship, and your leadership mean more to us than you'll ever know. This organization, our communities, our state, have truly been blessed to have you at the helm as our Adjutant General for the last 5.5 years. So congratulations one more time on your new assignment as NORAD Northcom. I can't think of a better leader to help protect the homeland than Lieutenant General Tom Carden. We wish you and Charlie the very best. Godspeed as you transition to college. I'll be remiss if I didn't fit my own family. My wife Samantha has been with me since the beginning of this thing. Be 36 years next month. Sam, thanks so much for your unconditional love and support for our family and what we do. There's no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't be standing here today if not for you and your sacrifice as an Army spouse for 3 decades. Thank you, and I love you. The most important title that the most important title that anyone can achieve is to be called mom or dad. And so Sam and I have been blessed with incredible kids, Nate, Anna, Noah, and Chalkful, Chris. Right? We've been blessed. And so as well as some new additions, just amazing daughters-in-law, Sydney and Jenna, thank you all for being here as well. Son-in-law Brett currently serves down at Fort Ward with the 75th Ranger Regiment. Brett gets after each and every day, so I'm glad that you could bring the rest of the team here today again, Brett, so thanks. You all have been incredibly flexible and resilient throughout my career. Thanks for your continued love and understanding, your patience, and most importantly, for giving, I want to do this, giving Nana and I, my Jon and I, the squad that we're engaged, right? And it's a real squad. Got team leaders and a squad leader. So, yeah, we love you, and I appreciate each other. All right, Governor Kemp, sir, thanks for this incredible opportunity. I've thoroughly enjoyed serving as a commander in the Army National Guard for the last 2.5 years. I'm both humbled and honored for the opportunity to continue to serve with the finest airmen, the finest soldiers, and the finest state defense force that this nation has to offer. As a leader, there's no greater responsibility than to be entrusted with the care of our greatest national treasure, our sons and our daughters, and it's a responsibility that I remain 100% committed to. I appreciate your confidence as well as both your and First Lady Kemp's continued support and genuine care for our service members and our families. We're serving at a very important time in today's global environment of great power competition and persistent conflict. The men and women of your National Guard are engaged like never before, doing an amazing job across the globe protecting our vital national interests. Right now, our soldiers and airmen are supporting operations to deter Russian aggression in Europe, providing regional security and stability in the Middle East and Africa, reinforcing our nation's own southwest border in the state of Texas, and then standing ready at a moment's notice to support our local communities right where we're going to go to Texas. And they're accomplishing all of this while experiencing one of the most significant transformation and modernization efforts for our military in decades, repairing our formations, all of our formations, Army and Air, for large-scale combat operations, and the Army and Air Force of 2040 and beyond. There's never been a more exciting time to be serving. Never been a time in my career also that I've been more proud of the hard work, professionalism, courage, and commitment of our soldiers, our airmen, and our state defense force, our civilian employees, and our families. This environment, our environment, will undoubtedly remain complex, and I'm certain I know that much will be required of us the days ahead, but have no doubt that this organization, the organization represented by the folks in front of you, are up to the tasks, whatever they may be. The best airmen, the best soldiers, the best NCOs in the world, the best officers that are in the Army and the Air Force right here in the Georgia National Guard. Together, we'll continue to focus our efforts on building and maintaining the readiness and the lethality required to get after the nation's business while never losing sight of our most important priority, the organization's most important weapon system. That's our soldiers, airmen, and their families. Sir, I'm honored, again, for the opportunity. I'm honored to serve with each and every one of you. I'm extremely excited to be a part of this team. The Georgia National Guard remains always ready and always ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.